Alright guys, we got another video. This video is going to go over 2.5 Geneva Cam, which is this one right here. We're going to make this a short video because I'm just going to draw it real quick in front of you guys, but you'll kind of see what I'm talking about and go over certain things. So, just like all the other drawings, I've blown them up, but also every drawing must be centered, which means I must find the center of the circle. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Now remember, we're very light with all this stuff right away, because if you go dark, man, it's gonna be a bugger to erase. You notice that in all my drawings, I haven't been forced to erase a lot. And that's because I'm making sure to draw very light. Alright, so there's my center. Let's look at our drawing. Notice we have 1, 2, 3 circulars that are start from the center. Then I have some more arcs out here that represent these radiuses here, which we'll go over in a little bit. Some things to notice though is a circle has 360 degrees, which means if these are visually equally spaced, like they look like it, we could count them up. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So therefore, these things are broke up into 60-degree increments. Well, that's pretty easy, and the reason why I did that is I went 360 divided by 6. My answer is 60 degrees. So this is 0 degrees, remember? Therefore, this one is at 60 degrees. Then this one's at 120, then 180. And then just invert it to get to the other side, right? Same thing goes here. Look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? There's 6 of them, which means these are 60-degree increments. If that's 0, this is splitting it in half, which means this must be 30 degrees, just like it says right here, 30 degrees. Cool beans? Alright, some more other things we need to go over is we all know what this symbol represents. It represents the diameter. So, you got to look at these lines because they'll have arrows on the front of them, and that represents what circle they're talking about. So this circle here is 25.4 diameter. This radius out here is 73, I'm sorry. My openings are 13. Excuse me. My radiuses for out here from the center are 38.5, and the hub, meaning the opening here, is a diameter of 45. So that circle, remember, see how it has the little arrow here? Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to start drawing a bunch of stuff. I'm going to start drawing this, that, and this one way out here. But I'm going to be very light with all of this because we're going to go back and erase stuff later. Now, we're also dealing with millimeters still. So, my first one, I'm going to go to the very big one. 92 millimeters is the very outside circle. Set the center, just like I know how. I'm very light. So light that you don't even need to erase it when you're all said and done. Okay? And then I'm going to set the next one at 73. Now this one is going to be also very light because I don't know exactly how big I'm going to be. Remember, I'm very light right now because I don't want to be so big, correct? And so dark because then I'm going to have issues later on. Okay, so there's that one. Okay, my next one's going to be a diameter of 25.5 or 25.4. I divide that by 2, I'm going to come up with 12.7. Notice I can't get 12.7 on this big compass, so I'm going to switch it out for the little one. And remember, I already have a sharp edge. I'm always looking at my sharp edge because I don't want to get too big. Bringing in 12.7. So there is 12.7 roughly, 12.7. Okay, so here is the small one. Remember, I'm very light, right? Okay, my next one is going to be half of 45 because 45 is the diameter of the hub, which means it needs to be 22.5. So I'm going to stretch it. 22.5. There it is. Now this one I can darken because there's nothing that goes with this. And the reason why I know that is because I looked at the drawing and I noticed that that hub right there is nothing else with it. The reason I went light on the inside because I got a keyway I got to add, right? Okay, well, real quick, let's add the keyway. The keyway is 6.5 across and 3.5 high. So my thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go half of 6.5, and I'm going to go right over the top of this circle. So half of 6.5 is going to be simple. Half of 3, or half of 6 is 3. So I'm going to go 3 each way. 1, 2, 3. And then half of 0.5 is a quarter. So I'm going to go there. I'm going to go back 3. 1, 2, 3. And a quarter. And then I'm going to go ahead and measure this. And it should be 6.5. Look at that. 6.5. Looks good. Okay, my next step, I'm going to go ahead and draw very light guidelines because that's what we do. We don't want to draw very dark right away because we don't know how big we're going to have these. On that, I need to measure this thing, and this thing is going to be a height of 3.5. So I'm going to set it on there like so. 1, 2, 3.5. Boom. Now I know the outsides of this thing, so I might as well darken everything up and make it look pretty. And then I'll come back here with my small compass. Bring it back in until it touches my line again. That looks good. Boom. There I go. I got it done. Okay, so now I have an outside arc. I have an inside arc. The 73. I have the 92. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to mark out where this big marks are so I can set my compass to 32 and arc the inside and darken that. So remember, this is 0, so I already know where the outside point is for this side, and I know where it is from out here because I've already drawn those circles, and you can barely even see that because I'm drawing very, very light, which is important. So then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go 60 degrees, and then I'm going to flip my triangle and go the other way, 60 degrees. Now I'm not looking to make big lines right now because looking at this drawing, there isn't even center lines on here other than across the center and vertical and these other angles. So I'm not even going to draw out there. I'm just going to draw right here, right over the actual circle. I'm going to flip this and do the other way. Right, so there's those points. Now let's go ahead. Let's set our compass to our 32. So here we are. Remember, I can darken this now at this point. Okay, everything's looking good. Remember, I'm here first, and I might as well stab this so it's easy for me to find the center with the compass. Okay, sweet, sweet. Alright, here's my first one, yeah? I'm literally from here, dark, to there. Same method. Okay, so now I got them drawn. Okay, now I'm going to look back at my drawing. I'm going to look at these. Notice my openings here, all the way around, are at 13. So remember the trick on how we're going to project stuff? So real quick, check it out. Those points project over and they touch each other. So once I make one, then they can just keep projecting over and projecting down and then projecting over and projecting down. So I'm going to set this one. I'm going to set this one. I'm going to do them to the right way. And then after I'm done, then I'm just going to project everything. So here we go. Let's go up here because I know that comes down to a certain opening. So I might as well come to the top actually. Honestly, it doesn't really matter where you go, but you got to have the 13 open. So half of 13 is going to be 6.5, right? So 5, 6, 6.5. 5, 6, 6.5. Let's measure it. Make sure we're 13. Look at that. We're 13. So before I draw that, I want to know what's dark and what's light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to look at this. This is 38.5 is the radius. So let's grab our big compass and our metric scale and let's draw that arc. 35 or 38.5. So that's going to go right about 38.5. And I'm very, very light with this right now. Right? I don't want to be dark. There it is. Okay, now that I got it, now that I know it hits there, I'm going to come down to those lines because we notice at the top of the arc is where the transition from a vertical or a straight line comes to an arc. So I know where I'm going to stop now, and that is right at that center, right there. So real quick, let's go ahead and do it. Here we go, right? I know where it's at, and I'm going to use the big side so I can draw it both top and bottom. Here it is. Remember, I'm outside, all the way down. There it is, all the way down. We're going to go real easy, nice and easy that is. Boom. Now I'm going to do this one, and remember, these are 30-degree increments right here, right? So I'm going to go ahead and draw this next one at 30-degree increments. I'm only doing this one side too, remember? Because there's no need for me to go anything different. Now I got to go this way. Oh, it's Friday, by the way. That's why I got the music. Okay, remember, 6.5 each direction. Five, 6, 6.5, 5, 6, 6.5. Measure it. Look at that, 13. Okay. I did, yes, thank you. Yep, we're all square, bud. Alright, so now I know the end, I know the start, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and darken this. Remember, I don't move it until I draw my other side, too. It's very important that you learn this whole method because you'll speed up your drawing so much quicker. Now, I know where that's at, so I'm not even going to bother redrawing it. I'm just going to come over here. I'm going to project it over. Project it over. I better double check this one real quick. Yeah, I got a little off. Then I'm going to project this one over. There we go. Now I'm going to bring my degree back here, right? And I honestly didn't even need to go that far with it. So I'm going to darken this. You learn these methods, you'll be so much quicker. Boom. See my openings? Now I got one other thing left to do. and that is draw these little arcs here, and I probably should have drawn the centers off here to represent the center of the circle, so I better put those in there, because if I don't, I'm gonna have issues. Okay, here we go. Excuse me?
I think there's like a gas leak in the gym.
Why?
It smells like rotten eggs. Yeah, it's disgusting.
They got people evacuating over there?
Oh, they didn't evacuate anyone. They still had to do it.
Was there a fire department over there? Did you tell a teacher over there?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's something you just got.
Well, it is gym. Someone might just not have put the BO on today.
No one seemed to care about it.
Okay, so last but not least, I'm going to do these arcs. Now, how do you know the bottom of those arcs? Well, it's tangent to the top of that vertical line and this vertical line, so therefore that radius is 13. So I'm just going to set this sucker to 13, and I'm going to draw these and be done with this. And now I know where I'm starting and stopping, so it's going to be fairly easy to where now I can just darken the crap out of it. So I know the center, right? And I always like to stab because it's easier for me to find my center for the circle. There it is. Here we go. Oh, half of 13. That's right. Jiminy crickets. That would be 6.5.
And it should be gone soon. Would Riley Reynolds please come to the... Thank you.
There's that. There's that. There's that.
They need to go to the hyphen underscore space bar.
Oh, Jesus. Now I got all the kids in here, I'm making mistakes. I don't.
Okay.
Done, son of a gun. Jesus. Worst mess?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go look at it here in just a minute. Alright, you get my point. Don't do that. That was a bad thing to do. Okay, anywho. Looking back at this drawing, right? I need center lines going this way, that way, this way, that way. So I'll draw them real quick. But I'm not going to go back and darken any of this because you kind of, guys get the idea. If I was to zoom in, you'd see it. So real quick, let's make some center lines. And again, I said at the beginning, make sure we strive for excellence, right? But at the same time, I understand if things kind of get a little off, like it just did. I would make you go back and fix that because, of course, I'm just making a demonstration video, and I have you guys all walking inside now, so there isn't no time to do this because I got to get up and start teaching now. Besides the point, here we go. You guys see the idea? I'll go 30 degrees. What's up, Beatty?
The whole E folder is missing.
Yeah, I think it's because I'm fixing it. It's all right there, though. Yeah. Hey, Carly, are you going to be in here for TA next period? Or for third? Not sure? Okay. I got a job if you are. Okay. Okay, there we go. And of course, you would want to darken this stuff, make it look nice, and all that other cool jazz. Okay, guys, this is 2.5. Thank you very much.